injustice, this system full of racism.
Yeah. And one thing I look at and I see between all of us, we are all united here right now
about the fact that we, the people, are the people that put them in place.
Hold on. Let's get back at the table. Why not just go start your own league?
More truth than you can handle. So, we at part 2 of white approval, because unfortunately, we still haven't figured it out yet, my fellow Africans. Now, for the second year in a row, we're upset about this diversity that should be happening in the Oscars, right? Last year, we was upset. There were some movies that came out that we felt should have got the nod. It didn't. Common and John Legend, they did pick up an award, though the movie that they picked up the award for didn't get nominated for, best actor and director and all this other good stuff, right? But people were upset and up in arms about that. Yet and still, they still went on stage, they still performed, and they still accepted an award. So now, 2016, it's happening again. And now the world is talking about it wasn't diverse enough. And this is just a beautiful word that you always use. Diversity. Like, for real. These award shows are not for us. Not designed by us. Though epic movies came out like Creed, Beast of No Nation, Concussion, NWA, which is very surprising. But that movie, NWA by itself, if you hear the commercials of it, now the DVD's coming out, the movie of our time. And it really, really, did something phenomenal for what NWA stood for. What it stood for pop culture, what it stood for hip hop, what it actually stood for America in general. It painted a picture that a lot of people didn't want to imagine. And this movie was a big success, but yet and still, you got movies like Martian with good old Matt Damon and other flicks that got the attention. And when you talk about money, you're going to look at Martian and NWA. It's no comparisons. I'm sure that NWA probably made a whole lot more money than Martian. I don't even know, how well it did, but I don't think that it did better than that. But it's Matt Damon. It's a white flick. And this is a white award show. So what's the problem? Then, more recently, Jada Pinkett Smith said something so epic, said something that I've been saying and other individuals have been saying for many moons. But I guess because she's a celebrity, hopefully you Negroes will understand it. And I'm sure she was pissed off that Daddy did not get Daddy got snubbed for his Oscar for his performance in Concussion. So Jada comes out with guns blazing, calm, cool, collective, and sexy as she is, and basically said, and I said this probably 3 weeks ago: stop begging and start building. And said that she was going to boycott and basically made a call of action to boycott the Oscars. And then, of course, Spike Lee came out and said he'll boycott the Oscars, and he said that's what we should do. And, I hear it from Spike, but you may have to give back the Oscar too because you accepted it. But the running problem, the running issue is the constant approval that we seek from white people when they don't seek any approval from us. They do as they want whenever they want. They take our culture and they promote it on the H&R Block. Like, they will tell us that our culture is all things bad, but when they take it, they're going to make fun with it, and they're going to make money with it, and they're going to put it and display it on all forms, and we're going to accept it. Like when the white person starts saying swag, it's cool, right? When the white person starts talking about twerking, it's cool. But when the black people start using these languages, we're ghetto, right? We have no class. we're hood, you know, and we're the new N-word. We're thugs, right? Ratchet, you know, I mean, the list goes on. So when Jada said the words that she said, and it was 2 minutes of fury and calm and so poetic, it's a theory that I've always said. The only way this thing really turns around when we keep promoting black power, and I say black power matters because it does matter. Because after we say Black Lives Matter, we figured out that our lives do matter. The thing that they don't take seriously is the power that we have. And she spoke on the power that we had. I was like in shock. I'm like, go ahead, Jada. Jada, I feel that Tupac in you, girl. So, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. When all Negroes, from the goons, the thugs, the ratchets, the welfare recipients, the low class, the high class, the middle class, if there's such a thing, the school teacher, the lawyer, the athlete, the actress, the activist, the Moor, the Muslim, the Christian, the common man and woman of Black America, if we all join together for one rightful mission, and that is to take back power, to put ourselves in a position where we don't have to beg, that we're building, this whole thing turns around. And a lot of what we need is a lot of what Jada says. We have to have the actresses, the actors, the athletes. I ain't gonna even talk about the politicians because they can be bought. We have to have them who are in the face of our people. Because see, the black people love to be entertained. And they love to follow the trends that our entertainers and athletes create. So I could sit there and say these same things that Jada has said, and I have said it. You can look through my videos, and you can look all through my video. Everything Jada said, I've already said. Go to my Facebook, Barry Axius, on Facebook. You will see I say the exact same thing. And yes, I get a few likes here and there, a few comments, yeah. But most people will call me radical. Like I'm you know, you just sparking up things. You're an angry black man. You're doing too much. But Jada, oh, she has that star power to make every single Negro look at it a different perspective in a different way and say, wait a minute, she may have a point there. And even though Spike Lee has come out, Jada's more powerful because one, she's a powerful black woman. Two, Jada has had that type of success in Hollywood where she can see both sides. I mean, she had that black success and she had that crossover success. And on top of that, she has one of the biggest Hollywood superstars in our history in her husband, Will Smith. So she sees both sides. And so she directly is saying something that a lot of us, especially me, when I have said and created these videos and been on the platform that I've been on, speaking on power of the black people, what we need to do, she touched on it so correctly, so perfectly, and I know it's going to resonate to so many more people. Why? Because an entertainer spoke truth. And that's going to make everyone think a little bit different. And it's not an entertainer that we look at and we're like, suspect. Well, what's her ends on this? What is she trying to? Is she trying to spark up her career? Her career is good. If you ain't seen her in Gotham the first season, Jada's good. And even if she wasn't doing nothing, she got Will Smith. She's good. Even if they weren't together, she's good. Right? So she's basically saying, stop begging, start building. Why are we upset? Why are we upset about decisions that an award show made by whites for whites has said? And why are we trying to play that we should be owed because of what? That we have equality? That there should be diversity? Come on, man. These are all words that are used to channel into our inner feelings and our emotions to spark something up. But nobody follows by these codes. Come on now. And the simple fact that we have our own award shows, we don't even appreciate and value those. But then as I think, do we really even have our own award shows? Because truly having our own award shows is that, let's say for instance, BET, because that's what we consider our own award show, right? And I think I confused maybe a few viewers in my first video when I was talking about, BET and some other award shows, but we don't even own BET. And so it can't be really our award show, right? Because our award show has to be black owned, right? A lot of black affiliation. And I'm not saying that we can't throw a few Natalie's and Tiffany's in there, but it has to be black owned. And from the Essence to the Ebonies to the BETs to the TV ones to the VH1 Souls, we own none of those things. I'm sorry if I, smacked anybody in the face with reality. We don't own any of that. So, in reality, what is our reality? Our reality is we don't have an award show, period. I mean, we're fooling ourselves. So this is why we have to create. And don't tell me about the NAACP. That's not even, come on, you already know what NAACP is all about. That ain't even, stop. So our reality is this. We beg and we suffer from this disease called white approval. Like, we need this. The validation for them to stamp us. I've made it to the mainstream. Because that's what white approval really is. It's just you've now jumped up from being ghetto fabulous, as they would like to say, to now the mainstream. Where now you're going to get some white looks. You might be able to go pick up yourself a white girl at that. Now it's going to be more comfortable for the white woman to come work and holler at you. Because like, oh my God, everybody knows you and you're like the one. Jada touched on something real. And I hope it resonates. Even Snoop Dogg came out with a video and said he heard her loud and clear and spoke some truth. But I really want to see all of this go down. Because it has to go down. Because the only way we are taken seriously, if we take ourselves seriously. And until we take ourselves seriously and stop begging, stop whining, stop worrying about the approval of white society, how can they even look at us as equals? When every single time something goes down, we right at their feet begging, please, 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 master, can you reconsider? Can you reconsider? But when they decide to give us an award, somebody got to have a titty hanging out. Someone got to be a goon. Because when you think about it, Sidney Poitier, won an Oscar in 1965? And it almost took like 21 some years for us to even see. I mean, the Oscar award winners have been Jamie Foxx, Halle Berry, Denzel Washington. And Denzel Washington should have won a whole bunch. I mean, almost about, for a point in time, every single movie Denzel Washington was in should have been an Oscar award right there. I mean, he's got snubbed after snub. And then we also have Forrest Whitaker. So these have all been our Oscar award. I mean, these are the Oscar award winners we've had. And we've had several powerful movies that have come out. But yet and still, we're waiting for them to sit there and say, it's okay. And it trips me out every time I like watching the sports games, from basketball to football, and I watch like when a receiver, a quarterback, running back, black of course, run up, and the first time they gave the football up, and they give the football up always to a white fan because there ain't no black kids out there. And if they're there, they're not sitting right where you can get the ball. And I look at these fans, and then I look at basketball, how these basketball players are adored. Like right by on the white folks are right on the floor. They can touch a LeBron James. They're like adored. But these same people that adore these entertainers these athletes that perform for them are those same ones that hate black people. That's crazy. But yet and still we're asking for them to accept us. How can we accept ourselves? Why can't we love ourselves first and see that it's okay to be separated on certain things, because they are separated on all things, and they always show us when it's time to show us. Like, it don't matter if you make a Creed, it don't matter if you make an NWA, it don't matter if you make a Beast of Nation, it don't matter if you make a Concussion, critically acclaimed movies with powerful actors, with powerful performers. We will snub you, no problem. We're going to get some foreign movie or some foreigner before we give you the award. And it's happened for years. At one particular time, the Grammys didn't even show the hip hop award in nominations. Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff, I remember when they first won it, that wasn't even on air. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. But now, we get suited and booted. And for the so-called black shows, we walking around here with red cups, acting ignorant. This is that. Y'all is crazy, man. I don't even care about none of these shows, to keep it 100. I think it's all buffoonery and fuckery at its finest, to be honest with you. But I look at this. It's like they've never wanted to accept us. And the only time they've had is because they look at the dollar signs. They look at the profit. Come on, y'all. Them black athletes know that if they couldn't run, jump high, swing a bat, throw a ball, dunk, these brothers would be in the same position as me and you. They know what it is. And if these chucking and jive brothers couldn't say something sweet, sing a few notes, rap some ignorance crap, sell a few stadiums out full of white folks, you think that they would care? No, they wouldn't. So why do we constantly care when we are locked out of their award show? Yes, their award show. It is not our award show. We have no claim to this. They don't even want us to be in Hollywood, to be honest with you. So it's time for us to understand, with all that's going on in America currently, right now, we have to start making strides in 2016. Like, come on, you guys. The same thing is going to happen. The same thing is going to happen in 2017. We're going to do 3 years of being upset about the Oscars. And then we're going to talk about it. Diversity. What happened to equality? I mean, what happened to the dream? Come on, man. Shattered dreams. Doesn't matter. Only thing these white bloodsuckers, only thing that they even respect is power. The only thing they respect is people, groups, building infrastructures, situations that they can infiltrate. Now, see, that's the problem. We do something, we build it, they infiltrate, or we give it up. Rock and roll, we give it up. Hip hop, we give it up. Everything. Negro League, we have our own. Oh, we want to go play in the major leagues because they're making it seem like, well, now you can go play with the white folks. What the hell? When we really are genetically superior and we dominate. They know this. This melanin is crazy. But I'm hoping that Jada Smith sparked something, and those Hollywood Negroes who's up there in the hills thinking as everything is good, sleeping with their white women, drinking on champagne, and don't understand that an OJ incident and a Bill Cosby incident is waiting for them very, very soon. Hoping that we all understand the time is now. We don't get too many opportunities. So for the common Negro and for the Negro that believes and thinks that he has made it or she has made it, it's time to really pay attention and ask yourself, have we really made it? And these obscure, these very obscure times where we really look and we really want to sit there and think that yes, we have moved more closer to what Martin Luther King Jr. spoke upon. It's almost like a laugh. It's so laughable because we're not even close. Because when we still have people fighting in the streets for justice and for freedom, and when we have a majority of blacks incarcerated, and then when you have a bunch of white boys for 2 weeks now with guns who took over a federal building in Oregon and nothing is happening, there is no conversation, they're just there sitting, we're all here waiting, and we know if it was blacks or our Muslim brothers, it would be wipeout. America has told you they don't give a damn. And until you do something about it, Negro, we're not going to pay attention. So I think that not one single black person should even show up. Not at all. Why? Even though we have more important and pressing issues, but I think this is a very critical issue, because until the black elite get to understand that yes, you're making a lot of money. Yes, you're making those white dollars, but you're still a Negro to them. Until they get it, until they understand it, we're always going to be fighting an uphill battle because we're not together. We're not unified. You know what I'm saying? We're not unified. Until they take a stand and start messing with the economics, start playing with their economics a bit, that's when you'll know things can start changing. But we all have to be in this together. And we can't keep on continuing to beg without building and asking, Master, can I be approved today? When they're constantly shoving that pie in our face and saying, nah, get up out of here. And they are not sweating. They're not worried. They're going to have their nice little Oscars. They're not going to say nothing about it. It's just another day in the park. As the Negro continues to bark about something we truly don't want to change, because we don't want to take the responsibility on ourselves and man up and just say, the hell with their Oscars, we're going to create our own, build our own, and we're going to make it the flyest shit ever, because they know how we do. We created this damn country. We built this damn country. This is our land. Don't get it twisted. This is us. So let's start acting like we've done things before, like we've been on our own before. Let's start acting like that. Let's stop acting like we need Master to give us approval on everything. Because white approval should not matter. But for whatever reason, white approval does. Barry Axius, more truth than you can handle.